In this video, we're going to talk about grid pricing and how you can apply it to a variety of different products within Mothernode. So if you price off of a grid matrix, you can apply that to any product within Mothernode, and that includes if you receive pricing from your vendors in an Excel spreadsheet. It's really easy to upload and get started. So let's take a look at an example over here of what grid pricing looks like. This is an inventory part that I have for an aluminum polished letter. Set of letters over here is an example. And over here what I want to do is I want to take a look at my grid pricing. So my pricing formula is going to be for grid, and then I'm going to click on grid pricing, and now you'll see the pricing that I have available to me. And it's extremely easy to get started with this. As long as you have an Excel sheet that includes all of this information, all you have to do is upload it. So let's take a look. If I click on uploading this over here, I can download my template to get started, so you can copy and paste into the template. So the template is going to be in Microsoft Excel, and it gives you some information to get started here. So you can just replace this information here with the information that you have from your vendor. There's no set number of columns you can have, so if you have an extended amount of columns or an extended amount of rows, it doesn't make a difference. What matters over here is going to be the min and the max. So if I'm pricing something that has, like for instance, linear height, then both columns have to be have to include the identical information. So this would be 2 inches, 2.5 inches for the min, and then 2 inches and 2.5 inches for the max. And then these are going to be the thickness of my material. So in the case of the letters here, if I have a 1/4 inch thick, 2.5 inches high, my price for that material or that exact letter will be $25.20. In the event that I'm using square inch or square foot pricing, I'll put in the minimum range here up to the first tier, and then the following range after that up to the next tier, and this pricing would correspond with those ranges. All right, let's take a look. All right, so when I look at this here, you can see what I have is that I've controlled this to be my height, and these are going to be for linear height, and this is going to be for my letters. And again, as I explained in the Excel portion of the video, here I have the min and the max being set to be the same. So if I have a 5-inch letter that is 1/4 inch thick, the price will be $39.60. All right, and then I can name what this grid name is going to be over here. So we're going to do this with letters first. I'll cancel. All right, let's take a look at what we have in our inventory over here. So first of all, I have these aluminum letters displayed twice. And the first one is going to be a component by itself with its pricing. The second one over here is going to be in a bill of materials group. So it's a finished good that includes the aluminum letters along with any mountings or other components I want to have included here. So this is what we're going to take a look at first. This is an expeditious way to start your estimating and your pricing if you build a finished good that includes some of the components or all of the components that you want to have added to a specific product. So in this case here, I'm going to click on the Edit BOM, and you can see here that I have the aluminum letters that go along with this. Now another thing I want to show you over here is this. I'm going to click on the View Grid, and this shows me the grid pricing that I saw earlier, so it helps me verify what the pricing is going to be for this specific product at these specific tiers. So the other thing I can do is I can also change some of the tiers here as an example. So this could be my starting point. I want to start at 5 inches high and my linear height to be that. And I can also change my product default thickness, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and so on and so forth, okay? Now what I can also do here is I want to add some other default components that are commonly used when working with this particular product. Now, as it relates to mounting and so forth, we know there can be different surfaces that we could be mounting to and so on, so not all mounting is the same. But if I want to use some traditional mounting here that's more common as an example, maybe I can just look through my mounting and see what I have available to me. And as I start typing, I can say, okay, you know what, I'm going to choose this over here, and then I'll continue to scroll down, and let's just say we're going to use some of these standoffs right here as an example, okay? I'm not even changing out of this screen or leaving the screen, I'm just choosing what it is that I want to add. And as you can see, when I do that, they're being added over here. So letters, click on this, takes me down to the letters section. Mountings over here will take me over to the mountings, okay? So let's click Save and Close. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to my recent activity, which is going to be a quote that I started. and we'll go to the quote entry screen. And so the way this works is as follows. Now I'm going to go into inventory, pull up my letters, and then over here what I'll do is I'll grab this one that I was working on. We're going to add 10 of them to the quote. Then what I'm going to see over here is I'm going to click on edit, copy to read, Mothernode. Okay. All right. Now you can see down below I have the information that this is going to be using. I can choose how much of the mountings I'm going to use for each one of the letters, etc. In this case, I'll leave it as the default. It'll multiply by 10. And then over here, I want to take a look at that grid pricing again. You can see here that what I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for 5 inches. Okay, we're going to make sure we got it 5 inches. Or you know what, let's just go over here to the 6-inch size. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the 1/4 inch, which is going to end up with a price of $45.90, which is going to be our cost. So here what we're going to do is I'm going to go to my height, 6 inches. Then I have the 1/4 inch, and now I get the $45.90. So if I want to mark that up, I can do that here as well. Marking it up, and click save and close. If I want to change any of the mounting, which I'm not going to do here, I can go ahead and make those adjustments as well. You can see here that my labor has already been predefined. That was done in the actual inventory component, so I can make adjustments here if I need to. That'll impact my labor cost over here. This is also the production workflow that's going to be used. So whatever I do in estimating will end up going into production, along with any changes in production that could be cross-referenced as well. And then I have my shop drawings that if I want to upload a shop drawing for this particular order, I can go ahead and do that, or presentation drawing. If I use a shop drawing over here, this is what's actually going to go into the shop. All right, so I'm going to click save and close. And here we go. And now we're going to take a look at the estimate of the bill of materials over here. So when I look at this, I'll take a look at my production documents, and I'll just look at this. And my breakdown is as follows. My cover sheet includes the line item that we see, and then down below you can see here that I have my bill of materials that are included with this particular item. And then of course I have all of the estimated departments it's supposed to go through with the time estimate, as well as what the actual time will be once I scan those out or complete those jobs within those respective departments. And then down below is going to be an accumulation of all of the bill of material items for this particular order. In this next example, we're going to take a look at area pricing for acrylic material. So in this example here, I've added a new product to this quote, and I'm going to click on edit. And this one has more components to it. So you can see here I have braille that's already been predefined, colors and materials and so forth. So over here what I want to do is I want to take a look at the material pricing that I have. So again, I'm using the grid. When I click on the grid, you're going to see the parameters look similar, but they are different based on square inch pricing. So we have 0 to 289 square inches, and then this size to this size, and then this size to infinity. And over here I have the different thicknesses and then the different cost for those thicknesses. So for instance, in this example here, you can see my total square inches for this sign is going to be 35 square inches, which falls into this parameter. And then over here, we'll take a look and we'll see that my thickness is going to be 1/4 inch. So this parameter here to 1/4 inch is going to be 30 cents per square inch. Down here, you can see that I have my parameters set. My total square inches are 35, 1/4 inch, and now my cost is 30 cents. I can also mark this up, and now my unit price will be 60 cents a square inch for this particular product. And those are just two examples of how grid pricing can help you be an effective. And those are just two examples of grid pricing and how they can work for you. Again, you can use either your own pricing in a spreadsheet, or you can import your wholesaler manufacturing prices. And so these are two examples of how grid pricing can work for you. Again, you can use your own pricing in your spreadsheet, or if you have your vendor's pricing and you want to build products based on that, you can go ahead and do the same. Thanks for watching. Want to learn more about Mothernode? Visit us online at mothernode.com and schedule your demo today.